Hi there, my name's John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary texts and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree, or the junk drawer, or the kids' room, or the garage. You know how we've been doing it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your week with me in this way, and thank you for the love that you're sharing with your kids and your congregations and your families. You are rocking it. Thank you. This is for the 12th Sunday after Pentecost, or otherwise known as the 50 millionth Sunday after Pentecost, or the I am tired of green Sunday after Pentecost. If you are, this is a good chance to pull out, if you've got stoles that you haven't used for a while, you're like, oh, this is a good time to bring out that Blues Clues stole, or I don't know. So it is, we've been in green for a while. If you haven't talked about the color green, it's always a good Sunday to say, hey, you've probably noticed a little bit of green around here for a while. You know why that is? And you could have a teaching children's sermon about why we talk about the color green. Green has to do with growth, and especially in this time, it's the growth of the church, the growth of us as followers of Jesus, and yeah, so we could talk about growth. Or you could talk about bread, or you could talk about Jesus, or you could talk about Kevin Bacon. Yep, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. That's actually one of the directions I've been thinking about on this one, and that's because of that line where it's like, here's Jesus who says he's the bread from heaven, he's the bread of life, and all of this, and the people around him are going, wait a minute, isn't this Mary Joseph's son? Isn't this? I don't believe this text says isn't this from Nazareth, but there is that text in other Gospels where it's like, can anything good come from out of Nazareth? And it's echoed in that, but still, it's like, wait a minute, we know this person. We know this Jesus, and Jesus is saying he's the bread of heaven, bread of life down from heaven. I don't know this. This is a little woo-woo, I don't know. And so I got thinking, when we are people of God, when we are Christians and we are sent out to do good work, and when we are sent out to be the voice and the hands of God in this world, God's work our hands, someone can go, wait a minute, isn't that John Stevens that went to Shelley High School? Isn't that John Stevens that went to First Lutheran in Idaho Falls as a little kid? Isn't that John Stevens? Well, we won't go into the other stuff that John Stevens did, but isn't that? And so I'm looking at this, if you don't know the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, is the idea is that most everybody, I don't know if this is true, but it's kind of fun, is 6 people away from knowing Kevin Bacon. And you could use another popular thing. You could use 6 degrees of Blues Clues, 6 degrees of Paw Patrol, 6 degrees of, and all those kind of things. Comic-Con is going on right now, so if you have a favorite Comic-Con character, or a favorite Avenger character, or maybe an actor that plays the Avenger, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. So all of those things where you're like 6 degrees away, and that if you go here, if you anyway, my brain is going on a hunt. I was like, you could play 6 degrees of Bishop Eaton, which is our church-wide bishop if you're not ELCA Lutheran. But so all those different things. I came back from the ELCA youth gathering, and it really felt like 6 degrees. The youth group said, you really know everybody, and that's that's not true. But there's like 16,000 youth and 1,000 adults or whatever, and so the odds are in my favor that I'll know more people adults than they will know kids. So, 1 second, I'm going to pause because I'm going to sneeze. And I'm back. I did sneeze. But all right. Again, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. And the reason for that is we are 1 degree, or I'm even go 0 degrees away from Jesus. We're 1 degree away from Jesus, or we're 0 degrees away from Jesus. I'm playing back and forth with that. I like the idea of the 0 degrees. Because it's Jesus is in our midst, 2 or more are gathered, Christ is present, we are the body of Christ. So we are 0 degrees away from Jesus. So someone might say, isn't that John Stevens? What's he doing saying that he's part of the body of Christ? Isn't that John Stevens? What's he saying? What's he doing saying that he's a beloved child of God? We are 0 degrees away from Jesus. Jesus Christ lives in our hearts, lives in our world, we, as people of God, are the body of Christ. And so we're that 0 degrees away. So again, just on that springboard, who does this Jesus think he is? I mean, isn't that Joseph and Mary's son? 0 degrees of separation from Jesus Christ, from God, the Creator, from the Spirit, and all of that. So that's what I'm going with, and I like it. I'm kind of excited about that, about all of the ways. And if you use the maybe, so if there is a church that you're in partnership with, and just another springboard here. If there's a church that you're in partnership with, and even if the kids don't know the pastor's name, but you do, or you're a youth worker and you've done youth work with another place, or you've done vacation Bible school with about 2 or 3 or 4 churches in the area, and you can play 6 degrees from Jane, 6 degrees from Thomas, 6 degrees from Pastor Sherry, 6 degrees from Pastor Susan, 6 degrees from Pastor Frank, all of those things and talking about how we are connected so closely and so together, and we make up the body of Christ. We are, and they might say, wait, isn't that building just full of human beings? Yeah, 0 degrees from Jesus Christ. All right, that's what I got, and I hope it can be useful for you in your own children's sermon. And thanks for sticking in there with my squirrels and all that, bing, 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 and all of those kind of fun things. Thank you for your partnership in this ministry. Thank you for the donations that many of you have given. It's been very helpful. Always can use more. It's incredibly helpful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for the love that you're sharing with the kids, your congregations, and your families. You are rocking it. Peace. We'll see you next week.